ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथस्य शिष्यम् श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथस्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यम् तं तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान्नस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। अपारकरुणा सिन्धुं ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणं श्रीचन्द्रशेखरगुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहम्। यत्कृपालेशमात्रेण पुमान् पूर्णः प्रजायते तं वन्दे ब्रह्मविद्धुर्यं सद्गुरुं चन्द्रशेखरम्। संसारसागरनिमग्नजनोदिधीर्षुः यो वातरशिवनृसिंहगुरुच्छलेन जाढ्यान्धकारहरणं करुणासमुद्रम् तं दक्षिणास्यमनिशं हृदि भावयामि। सदात्मध्याननिरतं विषयेभ्यः पराङ्मुखम् नौमि शास्त्रेषु निष्णातं चन्द्रशेखरभारतीम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणम् तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्तगोचरं तमगोचरम्
सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्तगोचरं तमगोचरम्
गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्।
गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्।
Shloka number 14. Adhikarinamaशास्ते फलसिद्धिर्विशेषतः
अधिकारिणमाशास्ते
नमाशास्ते
फलसिद्धिर्विशेषतः
फलसिद्धिर्विशेषतः
उपायादेशकालाद्याः सन्त्यस्यां सहकारिणः
उपायादेशकालाद्याः
उपायादेशकालाद्यः
सन्त्यस्याः
सन्त्यस्यां
सहकारिणः
सहकारिणः
फलसिद्धिः विशेषतः अधिकारिणम् आशास्ते देशकालाद्याः उपायाः अस्याम् अथवा अस्मिन् सहकारिणः सन्ति. The adhikaritvam of the sadhaka of the student plays a vital role in jnanotpatti. Other factors are secondary. So the topic of adhikaritvam is going to be started. The previous shloka, the topic vicharaha, atma vicharaha, atma vicharena eva, shastra vicharena vicharena hi moksha siddhihi, vastu upalabdhihi tu vicharena iti uktva चतुर्दश श्लोकतः विषयः भवति अधिकारी. Importance of अधिकारी, अधिकारिणः मुख्यत्वम् अत्र अस्मिन् श्लोके उक्तः अस्ति. The success in the form of gaining knowledge is purely dependent on the qualifications of the sadhaka, the student. Palasiddhihi, palasiddhihi, palasya siddhihi, palasiddhihi. Here the palasiddhi is moksha, moksha siddhihi. Moksha siddhihi आशास्ते आपूर्वक शास धातु आशास्ते प्रथम पुरुष एकवचनम आशास्ते आशास्ते आशासाते आशासते फलसिद्धिः आशास्ते अधिकारिणम् आशास्ते विशेषतः विशेषेण विशेषतया विशेषेण especially the accomplishment of the result which is in the form of moksha, freedom, especially depends on the competency of the student, competency of the sadhaka. Deshakaladhyaha upayaha. Deshascha kalascha deshakalau. Deshakalau adi yesham upayanam te upayaha deshakaladhyaha upayaha. Deshakaladhyaha upayaha te sagakarinaha bhavanti. Sagakari sahayam कुर्वन्ति अतः ते न तु प्रधानं किन्तु गौणमेव supporting. They are supporting causes. Main cause, mukhya hetu, the main factor is adhikari. So therefore, desha kala, all these other factors are secondary. So the highlight is moksha siddhi vicharena, and that siddhi will vicharena and vichara also Vichara Palam in the form of Jnanam is obtainable by a competent student. So we saw this shloka and the Vyakyanam also. There is an objection, in the form of objection, the Vyakyanam begins, Akshepa, and Samadhanam also it is given. Acharya says, the Vyakyanam, as a Purva Pakshi says, he says, karma as the karma, which are uttam, which are said, mentioned in the Veda Purva, they have to be performed in an appropriate time and the place also. They depend purely on these factors. Those factors are important. Yadahavaniye jugoti. That offering should be given in the Ahavaniya Agni. Sayam jugoti. Sayankale jugoti. Ahara Sandhyam upasita. Sandhyam Sandhya upasana should be done. Sandhya upasana in the twilight, where Sandhi of morning, day and the night and the morning, or day and the afternoon, and similarly evening, those time should be done. So Sandhya Sandhi Samaye. Similarly, Vasante Jyotisha Yajeta. Jyotishtoma Yajna should be performed in the Vasanta Rutu. Iti Karma Shastra Anusarena, Veda Purva Anusarena, Desha Kala, these are important factors. Asadharana Karanatvam means Vishesha Karanatvam. Angikartavyam. These karma only when they are performed. When they are performed in the right place, right time, those factors are very important. They play an important role. Mukhya Karanam. Asadharana Karanatvam. Mukhya Karanatvam. Shastranusarena Desha Kala Yoho. Desha Kala. These factors enjoy the status of being asadharana karanam, that is Vishesha Karanam. Agnihotram, the karma which is enjoined by the Shastra, can be performed only by the Grihastha. So therefore that is also a stage of life, second stage of life. Therefore this is Kala. The Brahmachari cannot do because it requires Patni. And also certain karmas which the Vedas enjoin should be performed by the person who doesn't have gray hair. It means the person has not become old. Is still energetic, has got a lot of energy, young man. Only those householder, Grasta can perform certain karma. So therefore there are many such statements. There are many such karma and there are many statements we see. There the emphasis is given on Desha and Kala. Time factor, time and space, in the place where it should be performed, etc. And also we say when we do japa under a bilva tree or in the goshala, the palam of the japa is multifold. Therefore, the place also plays an important role. This is not only with regard to the karma, even with regard to jnanam also. How do you say? Acharya quotes from the Shastram Upanishad. He says, Yatha tathatmani. Atma darshanam, knowledge of the Atma is as much clear as you see your face in the mirror in this loka. In this loka is iha, asmin loke, bhu loke, in this prithvi. Here. Whereas this knowledge of Atma is not that much clear or proper in the other loka. In Swapna, you cannot gain knowledge in Swapna Avastha. Jagrat Avastha, when the waking state. In this world, when you are fully awake, only this knowledge of the Atma, the vision of Atma is gained. Not in Pitraloka, not in Swapna, or not in Swargaloka, or even Gandharvaloka also. In Brahmaloka also it is possible. Brahmaloka, but it is not easy to reach. There also there is clear distinction of Chaya Tapayoho Iva, like the shadow and the light. Clear distinction of Atma, Anatma, the knowledge is gained in Brahmaloka also. That mukti what we call is karma mukti. Mukti, the moksha which is gainable here in this loka while living, that is Jivan Mukti. Here itself, person can gain moksha, can become free. Or by performing the karmas which are enjoined by the Shastra, it is not that much easy. A lot of rituals, performing which a person gains punyam, and with that punyam you can go to Brahmaloka. Brahmaloka, there again taught by Brahmaji. Brahmaji becomes the Guru. There also Guru is required. So there being taught by Guru and having gained the knowledge of oneself, he becomes Muktaha. But he has to wait till this Kalpa is over, till the life of Brahma, because till Brahmaji is there, he also has to live. At the end of this cycle, he also, along with Brahmaji, gets moksha. So, but that's called Karma Mukti. Shastram says, therefore, we accept another type of Mukti is there. But we are not interested in Mukti, Karma Mukti, interested and are committed or convinced with regard to moksha, which is obtainable in this life itself. And that moksha also in the form of knowledge, not any other means, not by any other means. Any other means cannot be the means. Any other means can be the means only for preparing the person for receiving jnanam. For jnanam, for receiving for receiving jnanam and therefore getting moksha. But jnanam alone can give moksha because the problem being avidya, ignorance, the solution has to be knowledge, jnanam. So therefore, with regard to jnanam also there is iha ismin loke, that is place, desha is important, manusya janma. And also Upanishad, Kata Upanishad, same Upanishad says, iha cheda vedit atasatyam asti, chediha vedit mahati vinashtigi. If you don't make it this life, it is a great loss. So those who leave this world without gaining the knowledge, they are all misers. Atmanam, Atmagyanam, Alabdva, ye asmat lokat preiti, te kripanaha. So therefore, the importance of Desha, Manushya Loka, therefore, iti Shruti Anusarena, by Shruti, by Vedanta, by Upanishad, Manushya Loka, Brahma Loka Yoho, eva Jnana Bhumitvam, Pratiyate. So Manushya Loka and Brahma Loka. These two lokas are the plain place for jnanam and therefore moksha. Similarly, Acharya quotes from Manusmriti and other Upanishad, Jabala Upanishad. So the idea is, with regard to jnanam also, Brahmacharyam samapya grihi bhavet. After Brahmacharya ashrama, a person must become a grihastha. After grihastha ashrama, grihat vani bhutva prabrajet. Vani bhutva, grihi bhutva vani bhavet. Vani bhutva prabrajet. So that is the stage. Brahmacharya ashrama, grihastha ashrama, vanaprastha ashrama, and then sannyasa ashrama. Therefore, in sannyasa ashrama only, the person is completely committed to moksha. and therefore pursues jnanam. Therefore does shastra adhyayanam. So therefore brahma jnanantarangabhuta sannyasasyapi kala vidiyate. Sannyasa is vidiyate, that is kalaha, that is the fourth stage of life. Therefore iti shruti pramana anusarena kalaha vidiyate sannyasasyapi. So time factor is there. So with regard to karma, as with regard to jnanam also. With regard to both, desha and kala plays an important role. Iti, if you say, that is Purva Pakshi, the opponent, if he says, for that we say, they play role, but not a important role. Visheshataha na. Visheshataha, this adhikarinam ashaste, these are all secondary factors, supporting factors. Why? We saw athapi ashuddha chittaha rakshasarajaha virochanaha brahmalokam gataha api paramaguruna parameshtina upadishtaha api na eva agrahit atmanam. You want an example? Yes, Acharya gives an example. That Rakshasa Raja, the king of Rakshasas, Virochana, he went to Brahmaloka, even having gone to Brahmaloka, because Brahmaloka is a place where one can gain jnanam and therefore moksha. It's a place, conducive place. Even having gone to that conducive place, even when taught by the Paramaguru, Paramascha, so Guruhu, Paramaguru, that is Brahmaji, Parameshtin, Parameshti is Brahmaji, Parameshti Guru. Even when taught by Brahmaji, Chaturmukha Brahma, he is all knowing, all knowledge, Ishvaraha, but he could not gain the knowledge of Atma. Why? Because being Ashuddha Chittaha, because a Chitta is mind, as Antakharanam is not Shuddha. That shows the unpreparedness of the student, that is Virochana here, the Rakshasa Raja. Because he is not prepared, in spite of the teacher being there and the place also being there, everything being there, Shastram also is there, but he could not gain. Therefore, which plays an important role, vital role, place or time or the adhikari, the competency. Therefore, one has to equip oneself to be a fit recipient for the receipt of knowledge. In fact, the whole life is a preparation for that. The moment a person is ready, the Upadesha which is given has to fructify immediately. There is no time gap, really speaking. Having taught by the teacher, having given the Upadesha, received the Upadesha, understood Upadesha, then moksha has to happen. Freedom is now and here only. If at all, if it doesn't, means it doesn't, it is not a dosha, not a defect of the teaching or the teacher. It is purely depends on the competency of the person, student himself. That's what we say adhikaritum. When not prepared, the Upadesha will not fructify. Therefore, the whole life is a preparation, not even whole life. Gita Bhagavan says, Bhagavunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate. One prepares oneself for receiving this jnanam, that yogyata, that competency, to gain that competency, one prepares oneself through many lives. So it's a growing thing. It's a growing thing, the competency. What is the competency, adhikari? All those things are going to be discussed later. So, for example, if the mind is distracted, knowledge cannot happen. Mind is not focused, knowledge cannot happen. The mind is with kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, all this. Then the vision of Ishvara as everything cannot happen. So with all these doshas, how can we expect knowledge to happen? One has to see everything is Bhagavan Ishvara. The drishya is Ishvara, drik is Ishvara. In fact, there is no drik drishya veda, there is no seen seer difference. The seer is the Lord, the seen is the Lord, and darshanam is sarvatra Ishvara darshanam, Brahmayeva. This is not an easy thing. So it depends on the adhikaritam of the sadhaka. So therefore, adhikarinam visheshataha ashaste iti. Then Narada Parivrajaka Upanishad. From that Acharya quotes, from that we have to read. Samsaram eva nistaram drishtva sara didrukshaya pravrajanti akrutodvaha param vairagyam ashitaha. This also I think we saw. Anyway, samsara is nistara. One must have tremendous vairagya. Vairagya, dispassion, objectivity. Samsara is nistara. Samsara doesn't have any essence at all. One has to see the doshas of the samsara. Dosha drishtihi, not coloring the world, not coloring the, the, the samsara with our spectacle, not wearing any goggles, looking at the jagat as it is. Jagat is that which continuously changes. Gachati, gachati iti jagat. The world is the jagat, meaning not only the world, everything other than you is jagat. That which can be objectified and known is jagat. Loosely translated as jagat, as world. Everything is world, everything is jagat only. The universe is jagat, not just the world. The whole universe, whole cosmos is the jagat. And it includes your body, mind, sense complex also. Mind is also jagat only. Because you can watch the mind, you can witness the mind. Body, of course, you can perceive it. You can perceive as a vishaya, as an object. Therefore, it is jagat. So objective world, jagat. What is a sara in that? There is no sara. It depends on so many factors for its sustenance. It doesn't sustain by itself. There are many, they are all put together. That is one factor. And ultimately, one factor is that factor is Brahma, Sat, the existence. Minus that, all these are asaram only, nisaram only, cannot sustain, cannot exist. Therefore, if you analyze the samsara, it is like an onion, peeling, and in the end, you will not see anything at all. Therefore, samsara is nissara, it is essenceless. In that nissara samsara, if one imagines to have found that essence in the form of sukham, happiness, ananda, comfort, security, that is purely ajnanam. Therefore, you must get up, awake. Uttishtata, jagrata. Janma dukkam, jara dukkam, jaya dukkam, punah punah. Samsara sagaram dukkam, tasma jagrata. This janma, the birth is painful. Janma dukkam, everything is dukkam. The dependency on other things, including our own family members, etc., is painful, dukkam only. Nobody we can depend on. When things will turn against us, we don't know. Janma dukkam, jaya dukkam. The samsara is dukkamayam. Therefore, wake up. All those things which we consider to be the sources of happiness can change into sources of dukkha. Therefore, one has to see the nissara, substanceless in the samsara. Therefore, samsara meva nissara. Samsara is nissara, essenceless, substanceless. Drishtva, sara didrukshaya, drashtum icha, didruksha. with the desire to see the essence of, because samsara cannot sustain by itself. There must be some factor which sustains the samsara, this jagat, which is Brahma, Ishvara. Like a pot is sustained by the clay. Minus clay, pot cannot exist. The samsara, this jagat is like a pot, and clay is the substance, not carried away by the form of the pot. Understanding the clay, desire to understand, know the clay. Some people, some intelligent people, not having taken to Grasthashrama, from Brahmacharya ashrama itself, they take to sannyasa, vairagyam ashutaha. So even though we say Brahmacharya ashrama, Vanaprastha, Grasthashrama, Vanaprastha, and sannyasa, the krama is given by the Shastram. But there are some people who, not having married, directly take to sannyasa ashrama. Therefore, where is the place then? So, so Varam Vairagya Mashitaha, Brahmacharya Ashrama on itself, from there itself. So therefore, the time factor place doesn't matter. How they can take to sannyasa ashrama because they are qualified. They don't have to pass through Grastha Ashrama and Vanaprastha Ashrama. Grastha Ashrama and Vanaprastha Ashrama, all these ashramas, in fact, they are meant for preparing the sadhaka. They are meant for preparing us so that we blossom into a person, a matured person, a sane person to take up the life of sannyasa, the lifestyle of complete renunciation, lifestyle of living alone, that is being with oneself. Need not be physically alone, being with oneself. One must be able to enjoy that luxury time with oneself. That is sannyasa. So therefore, from Brahmacharya ashrama itself, a person takes sannyasa as ashrama means it means a person is competent. He has got that adhikaritva. That is Narada Parivajaka Upanishad says that Acharya quotes. Then further, Yadi यदि वा इतरता ब्रह्मचर्यादेव प्रव्रजेत गृहाद्वा वनाद्वा यदहरेव विरजेत तदहरेव प्रव्रजेत इत्यादि प्रमाणैः वक्ष्यमाण वैराग्यादि साधन चतुष्ट संपन्नस्य देशकालो न विवक्षितौ इति अभिप्रायेण तयोः सहकारित्वम् उक्तम्. Therefore, Brahmacharyadeva Pravrajit. A person can take to sannyasa from Brahmacharya ashrama itself directly, provided the person is an adhikari, a yogya purusha, a competent person. Or grihata from the grasta ashrama itself, without passing through vanaprastha ashrama. Or from vanaprastha ashrama, following these stages. The moment you get vairagya, dispassion, the moment you feel that you see, you have the drishti, the vision that the samsara is nissara, there is no substance in the samsara, there is no point in pursuing the samsara. The moment you feel detached, that moment you can give up and go away. Shruti says, therefore, where is the place, where is the time? Therefore, ityadi pramanaihi vakshyamana vairagyadi sadhana chatushte sampannasya. That is the important word which refers to the adhikari. Therefore, adhikari is one who is sadhana chatushtaya sampannaha, who is endowed with the fourfold, the qualification, which are the means, which are the cause for knowledge to happen. So, Vakshamana is that is going to be talked about. The following shlokas, Acharya is going to tell what is that adhikaritam, what are the qualifications. Beginning with Vairagya, the Vairagya, etc. Viveka Vairagya, etc. The one who is endowed with. For him, Deshakala na vivakshitau. Deshakala or Deshakala na vivakshitau. So time and place and time. These are not pradhana. These are only secondary. So, how do we know from the pramana, from the Shruti Vakya, Brahmacharya Deva Sanyasaha? It means the person is sadhana chatushtaya sampannaha adhikari. Therefore, deshakalo, navivakshito, deshakala and all, not intended to express desha and kala. Therefore, they play a secondary role only. Sakakaritvam muktam. They are only supporting factors. Deshakala yoho, sakakaritvam muktam. Ataha eva, therefore only, Vidwan Sanyasta Bhagyartha Sukaspragasan. That we saw in the 8th Shloka. Sanyasta Bhagyartha Sukaspragasan. In the 8th Shloka, which we saw, Ato Vimukti Prayeteta Vidwan Sanyasta Bhagyartha Sukaspragasan. So Sanyasta, giving up all the Bhagyartha, external Artha, Sanyasta Bhagyartha, all the external objects are given up. The desire for the external objects are given up. Iti Viveka Vairagya. Viveka and Vairagya. Viveka, discrimination, Vairagya, dispassion, objectivity. Viveka Vairagya, Brahmatmana, Avasthana Lakshana, Moksha, Sakshat, Etubhuta, Samyak Darshana, Nishtartam, Moksha Sadhana, Upadeshaka, Guru Pasadana, Purasara, Tadupadishtarta, Manaha, Manasamadane, Etu Krite. So those Etu Krite, those are the causes. What? Factors. They are the cause. That is, iti Viveka Vairagya, Viveka and Vairagya. Then Brahmatmana, Avasthana Lakshana, Moksha Sakshat Etubhuta Samyak Darshana Nishtartam. Moksha is only possible through Jnanam. Therefore, Moksha Sakshat Etu is Jnanam, knowledge. The cause for, the direct cause for moksha is. And that is moksha which is in the form of abiding in Brahmatma. That is Aham Brahma, Aham Jagat Karanam Brahma. I am the cause of this Jagat. Matta Farataran Nasti. There is nothing other than me. It is me alone. That is Swarupa of me. The nature of me is this Jagat, this Brahma, which is the cause for Jagat. So it is me alone who is in the form of everything. Means Aham, that Aham, which was previously Ahankara, that Kara is gone. Now purely Aham, Shuddha Aham, that is Brahma. The moksha in the form of that the knowledge that Aham Brahma Asmi iti, that Avasthan Lakshanam, for that clear vision that is knowledge. Samyak Darshana is the Etu Bhuta Mokshat. That clear vision, the knowledge, which is the cause for freedom, to have Nishta in that knowledge. Nishta means abiding in that knowledge, that unshakable. The knowledge is unshakable at any period. The knowledge is not shakable. Like when you are called by your name, the moment you hear your name, you turn back and see who is that. Similarly, you never have any doubt, or you never think yourself to be something else. Aham Brahma. When all the time. So that is knowledge. It is knowledge of myself, oneself. All the other knowledge are superimposed knowledge. That Aham is loaded with so many things. Aham so and so, son of so and so, wife of so and so, father of so and so. And in addition to that, all the other qualifications, so many things are loaded. All these loads have to be just dropped. The dropping is only by knowledge, and that is the only means for just being with oneself, moksha, just purely being oneself. That avasthanam, that state is what is called moksha. When aham alone is there, when no other It is not, things are there, not loaded. That is jnanam. That is moksha avastha. It is. In that avastha, in that jnana avastha, where is the person? The person who was there before is not there. Now the personless person is there. The person, but he is not a person. In the sense, he doesn't have that abhimana, that identity, even as a being, a human being, or male or female. That identity is not even identity. The truth is aham brahma. I not, that I am Shuddhaham is not conditioned by anything, not by body, not by mind, not by senses. All these are also loaded on the aham. All these are dropped. The aham alone is continues in all the avastha, Shuddha aham. Now also it is there. It is not there, it is not there. But the problem is we don't know. The jnanam, therefore only jnanam. Therefore only abidance in that knowledge, ishtartham, moksha, that for that, what is a sadhana? What is the means to gain that knowledge? Guru upasadhanam. A guru can only give that upadesha, jnanam. Therefore, approaching the guru, asking for this knowledge, and on the teaching, what the guru gives, upadishtartha manas samadhanam. Manaha, the mind is now abides samadhanam, that is well focused, concentrated, committed to the upadesha of the teacher. That is the hetu krite, that is the hetu, the cause for moksha. So therefore, etadrisha manas samadhanasya shama dama uparati titiksha shraddhanam abhave asambhavat mukti mukti cha bhave tadartam prayatna asambhavacha ato vimukti ityadayah loke viveka vairagya samadhi shatka mumukshutvanam jignasa sadharana hetunam suchanam kritam eva. Therefore, the mind which is enjoys samadhanam, chitta samadhanam, that is, there is no pressure in the mind. There is chitta is now finds the mind which now finds that samadhanam. That is, the mind is made the sammik adhanam, well focused, well placed on atma. The mind is nowhere. The mind is all over, scattered, and for the person who is who has made oneself a fit, a patram, a recipient to receive the knowledge. That person, after gaining the knowledge, his mind is only in the Atma, not elsewhere else, not anywhere else. Therefore, chitta samadhanam, that's very important. Therefore, etadrisha manas samadhanasya, the one who is able to enjoy this chitta samadhanam, that person, and a person also endowed with shama. Shama is mind managed, managing the mind. One is able to manage the mind very well. And Dhamma managing sense organs. And Uparati withdrawal. Titiksha endurance. Certain things, not certain things, many things in life we need to put up with. Matra sparshastu. Gita Bhagavan says, Shitoshna Sukha Dukkadaha. Matra sparshastu kaunteya. Shitoshna Sukha Dukkadaha. Agama Bhayino Nityaha Tan Titikshasva E Bharata. So this Shita, cold, Ushna, hot, Sukha, pleasure, Dukkha, pain, all these are natural. They come and go. They are all pairs of opposites. Not all the time there will be Sukham or Dukkham. Comes and goes. So one has to put up with them. So not to one has to put up with seasons. One has to put up with people. We cannot change. This is how these things would be. So the Diksha. Then Shraddha. Shraddha is accepting the authority of the Shastram and the teacher. Teacher is teacher who comes under the Sampradaya, not any other teacher. Teacher doesn't have any supremacy unless, even otherwise also, unless it comes under the Sampradaya. The teacher must have been a student, then only is a teacher, otherwise it's not a teacher. So there is no any personal additions or innovations or inventions, the teaching. That is why we say Sampradaya. Otherwise, what is the significance of Sampradaya? So therefore, Shraddha, when these are absent, then then knowledge cannot happen. And also mukti icha, that is the desire to become freedom, desire to gain freedom, desire to become free, that also must be there. In fact, desire must be there to gain something. So you work, in fact, you take up some task because you want that thing. Therefore, to gain that thing, you work. Therefore, you are prompted by desire. Desire prompted activities, we say. All our activities are desire prompted. We go to work because we want to earn money. So desire to earn money. Why money? Because we gain the purchasing power. Therefore, we can keep our family members in good moods. Money is required. Therefore, desire is there. Similarly, moksham, for moksha to be free, to gain that freedom, one must have icha. In the absence of that, there will not be any effort. Therefore, if desire is not there, then effort also will not be there. Karma in the effort and karma action will not be there. Therefore, the eighth shloka Acharya said, Ataha vimukti. Vimukti is muktyartam. Therefore, having tremendous vairagya, gaining इत्यादयः लोके विवेक वैराग्य समाधि षट्क मुमुक्षुत्वानां जिज्ञासा. Jignasa is the desire to know. Jnatum icha jignasa. That is therefore the person who has viveka, vairagya and samadhi shatka, the sixfold shama, dhamma, titiksha, shraddha, samadhana, which we are going to see, and mumukshutvam, the status of being a desire of moksha, all these things put together are called sadhana chatushtaya sampatti, the wealth, which spiritual wealth it is called, a person must have, a sadhaka must have. And the jignasa, the inquiry of that person, that becomes the cause. Sadharana hetunam sochanam kritam eva. So those are the hetu, the cause for gaining moksha. Therefore, they are indispensable hetu causes. Iti the Acharya indicates. Tatacha tharati shokam आत्मवित् तद्विज्ञानत्वं स गुरुमेव अभिगच्छेत् इत्यादि श्रुति अनुसारेण शोक शब्दित बंधनाशकं सम्यक् ज्ञानं सद्गुरु उपदिष्टार्थ विचारम अंतरा न केनापि साधनांतरेण इति. Also, tarati shokam atmavit, the one who knows atma, he will cross over dukkha, shoka. Shoka is this samsara is shoka. Dukkama, shokamayam, dukkamayam. He cross over this shoka. Janma dukkam, as I said, jara dukkam, growing old also dukkam. Maranam is ati dukkam. Whether it is of oneself or of our kith and kin, near and dear ones, all these are dukkam. As long as it doesn't come, we enjoy. It is not knowing that it is impending, always waiting, knocking at the door. Therefore, where is the happiness? Therefore, dukkam is there. Therefore, shokam tarati, the one who knows the nature of oneself, atma, that person cross over this grief, this sorrow of samsara. Because one take oneself to be this so and so, the Sharimana Sangata, or even the other persons also, kith and kin, dear ones, dear and near ones. Therefore, the loss of them is a tremendous grief for the person. But body only goes, not the Atma. Even though we hear this so many times, when it comes to other people, we are jnanis. But when it comes to ourselves, we are caught by grief. That shows how much knowledge is strong, how much this knowledge has gone inside. For a jnani is not shaken by whether it is the bereavement, it is the loss of one's near and dear one's family or anybody else. He knows the truth, therefore he is just being what he is, just being quiet and calm. He understands the truth. What goes away is only this cloth. Vasanti jirnani yatha vighaya. Like we throw the old clothes and put on new ones. Similarly, also our jiva gives up the old body and takes up new body. In fact, the moment we are born, the clock is ticking off. In fact, we are growing old. So there is no really is janma. Born means born to die. So born means before birth is not there, death is not there. Birth is there, therefore we are growing. We are growing. We are growing to die. In fact, we are growing to die. Where is the growth? The growth is something desirable then. So the growth is the growing, the growth is a perception, it's a viewpoint. Jnani knows, therefore Jnani knows that Atma doesn't born, doesn't grow old, doesn't die. Therefore Tarati Shokam, Tarati cross over this grief. Therefore to know that Atma, which is Brahma, Jagat Karanam, may the person approach the Guru. Tad Vijnanatam sa Guru meva bigachet. Go to the Guru. One must approach the Guru, follow the protocol, approach the Guru. Iti Shruti says, Chandogya Upanishad and Mundaka Upanishad Anusarena, Shoka Shabdita Bandhanashakam Samyak Jnanam. Samyak Jnanam is clear knowledge, clear vision of the truth. That alone is the Nashaka, destroyer of the bond, which is Shabdita, indicated by the word Shoka. Therefore, Shoka can be destroyed only by knowledge. There is no other. There is no other means. And that knowledge also is possible only by vichara, only by inquiry of the words of the Shastram as taught by the teacher. Therefore, Sadguru Upadishtartha Vicharam Antara, without that. Antara Antarena Yukte. Therefore, Vicharam Antara, without the inquiry into, without inquiring into the meaning of the Upadesha taught by the teacher. And Upadesha also is Shastra as taught by the teacher. Na kenapi sadhanantarena. No other by sadhana, samyak jnanam is possible, knowledge is possible. Therefore, shloke asya vityasya siddho vityartaha. Therefore, in the shloka, asyam, santyam, when these are there, that jnana siddhi happens. Desha and kala are only sahakarinaha. Therefore, sahakarinaha santyam siddho. Only secondary factors, they play a role. Therefore, adhikarinam ashaste. Then the next shloka, let us read. Shloka number 15. Tato vichara kartavyaha. Sorry, and its meter is understood. Tato vichara. Okay. Tato vichara kartav. Sorry, meter doesn't come. अतो विचार कर्तव्यः जिज्ञासोरात्मवस्तुनः
अतो
विचारकर्तव्यः
कर्तव्यः that's why
जिज्ञासुरात्मवस्तुनः
sorry kartavyah we can make it sandhi that's why I was just got stuck up there kartavyo it can be because visarga preceded by her followed by hash अतो विचार कर्तव्यो जिज्ञासोरात्मवस्तुनः
अतो
अतो विचारकर्तव्यो
विचारकर्तव्यो
जिज्ञासुरात्मवस्तुनः
जिज्ञासुरात्मवस्तुनः
because we are not passing there. The kartavyaha, it is there. Then kartavyaha, when you say, then followed by kakara or pakara, then we can have ardha visarga. But here it is not. So kartavyo. Anyway, can pass there also. You can do like in Gita. Samasadhyadaya sindhum gurum brahmaviduttamam.
समासाद्य दया
समासाद्यतया
सिन्धुं
सिन्धुं
गुरुं
गुरुं
ब्रह्मविदुत्तमम्
ब्रह्मविदुत्तमम्
Therefore, ataha is having said all these things, therefore, ataha. Therefore, what one must do? Vicharaha kartavyaha. Vicharaha karaniyaha. One must do vichara. Inquiry should be done. Inquiry cannot be done without the support of the Shastram as taught by the teacher. Therefore, Guru Upadishtartha, Guru Upadishtartha, Upadishtartha Jnanam, Shastra Vishayasya, Vicharaha, Kartavyaha. Inquiry should be made. By whom? Jignaso. Who will do inquiry into the Shastra? The one who is really interested, committed, who has the desire, intense desire. In fact, we say Tivra Ichuhu, Tivra Icha, desire to become free. That desire is intense, should be intense. That intense desire to be free, that mumuksha is converted into jignasa. Mumukshu is converted into jignasu. Previously, the desire was intense to become free. And freedom is only through knowledge. Therefore, the desire now should become intense desire to gain knowledge. And the knowledge is gained only by vichara. For vichara, therefore, Guru Upasadanam, approaching the Guru, etc., all those things are required. Therefore, vicharaha kartavya, vicharaha should be done by whom? Jignasu. Therefore, jignasoho atmavastunaha. The jignasu, for jignasu, atmavastunaha vicharaha kartavya. Jignasoho is what vibhakti, what vachanam it is? Jignasu shabdasya shashti ekavachanam. Jignasoho vicharaha kartavyaha atmavastunaha. You have to translate jignasoho atma vicharaha kartavyaha. So jignasu, for jignasu, atmavastunaha vicharaha kartavyaha au dayasindum gurum, and he is brahmavit uttamam also, brahmavid uttamam samasadhya. Samasadhya is samyak asadhya, having approach. Samasadhya. Dayasindum. Dayasindum, ocean of compassion. Dayasindum. Daya evas Sindhuhu, Daya Sindhuhu Iva. Yasya, Daya Sindhu. The Daya, the compassion of that person is like a Sindhu, like a ocean. Daya Sindhu. The Guru, the teacher. And he is Brahmavita. Knows, he has the knowledge of Brahma. Brahmavita, and he is Uttamam Brahmavita. Among the Brahmavita. Brahmavidaha Uttamaha. Among the knowers of Brahma is Uttama. Uttama means there is no Taratamya among the knowers of Brahma. Among the jnanis, there are no differences. Who is greater, Ramana Maharshi or Ramakrishna Paramahansa? This is a ridiculous comparison. Jnani is jnani. This great, who is greater, who is inferior, who is one step down, one step up? All these are foolish discussions. There is no Taratamya, there is no gradations among the jnanis. They are like the Shivagana and the Bhaktas of Vishnu, they fight. Similarly, the followers may fight. But there is no difference at all. Uttamam, then why Uttamam the word is there? Because the person is endowed with some special faculty of like communication, to be able to teach. He has got that communication capacity, ability. Not that all Tattva Jnanis would be able to do, not required. Jnana has nothing to do with the special faculties and all. So he is a Brahmavid and can impart this knowledge to others. He has got the communication skill, ability. Brahmavid Uttamam. Uttamam. So Uttamam, that, or we can say he has got and he is abides in that knowledge, Nishta in that jnana, knowledge. He is Brahmavid Uttamam means, we say that he is a Shrotriya Brahmanishta. Shrotriya means he had been a student, listened to his teacher, Shrotriya, he has heard the Shastram and he has gained Nishta in the knowledge, Nishta in Brahma, therefore Brahmanishtam, Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. And Dayasindam, of course, is an ocean of compassion, therefore only when a person approaches and asks for knowledge, he gives without dismissing the person. Because he gives Upadesha, therefore he is called Guru. The word Guru is Granati Upadeshati iti Guru. The one who imparts knowledge is called Guru. Rukarastu andakaro vai rukaraha tan nivartakaha. Andakar nirodhitva Guru Rityavidiyate. The word itself is beautifully explained in Guru Gita, and I think Acharya here quotes that also, in fact. Gu stands for darkness, Andakara. Ru stands for the remover of darkness. Andakara, darkness, stands for Ajnanam. The one who removes Ajnanam by Jnanam is the Guru. Therefore, Jignasoho Vicharaha Kartabhyaha, the desire of knowledge should do inquiry of the Tattvam, Brahma Tattvam, Atmastunaha, inquiry he must do. And that he cannot do, therefore he must approach here the teacher, Gurum Asadhya, and Guru teaches Atma Tattvam, and is Daya Sindhu, he is Brahmaviduttamam. Such Guru, having approached, let him gain knowledge and pursue self-inquiry. The commentary we will see in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidham Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Dhanyavadaha.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಶಚಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಅಜ್ಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.